How to get a more professional sound. First of all, imagine the frequency spectrum as a canvas that you need to cover entirely. Doing this professionally requires skill and practice in many areas of music production. But to not overwhelm you, you have to put effort into training your ear and get good at layering. Multiple layers make the sound full and the overall mix louder. And you can achieve a more unique sound by layering multiple sounds. A good practice is to take time to listen to music, especially on the tools that you use, on professional speakers and studio headphones. But start to listen as a producer and not a consumer. Especially when you're a beginner and your ears are not trained and you can't really tell what it is that makes a track sound full and professional. It's not an immediate process, it takes time. I'm into music production for 5 years now, and I'm also not perfect, but you only ever evolve and get better, so get excited about that growth. Drag a reference in your DAW and add EQ, utility, span, tonal balance control, and a good LUFS plugin to analyze the frequency spectrum, the balance, and the loudness of the song. And check every frequency range with a bandpass setting. When you're in the production stage, you use utility to reduce the volume by 6 decibels to simulate how it would technically sound pre-master, so you have a more realistic frequency spectrum of the mix, so you know what to aim for. When you're working with a reference, try to get as close to the fullness of that sound as possible. For a long time, I was wondering why there is something missing in my mixes. And the truth is that I overused low cuts by setting them up way too high, because I was obsessed with making everything sound clean. The low mid-range is between 250 and 500 Hz. I've watched many tutorials that told me to keep the low end as clean as possible, so I followed the mindset religiously, but taken it way too far and out of context, when the fullness actually comes from that range. When I started to analyze the frequency spectrum of professionally mixed songs by using Span, I noticed a big difference in the low mids in my mixes in comparison to the mixes I've analyzed. A good master won't save a terrible mix, but a production that is lacking many things also can't be saved by the mix. You can also take it a step further. The composition is the backbone of any song, and I found this to be an overlooked skill, as there is so much focus on how to produce music and become good at it, but you have to constantly work on your songwriting and composition skills.